Welcome. I'm so excited to have you here with me today, especially because I'm filming in this beautiful Costa Rican paradise. With the sound of the breeze in the trees and the birds singing around us, this is the perfect place to find some ease and relief in your body. If you're feeling stiffness or tension in your back, you're in the right place. Today's class is gentle yet effective, designed to help you stretch tight muscles, increase your mobility, and leave you feeling so much better than when you started. For this session, all you'll need is your yoga mat and a massage ball. If you don't have a massage ball handy, don't worry. You can skip the trigger point release section at the beginning of class and just go right into the yoga flow. Take a moment to settle in, find your mat, get comfortable, and let's make this time about taking care of you. Whether this is your first yoga class or you've been practicing for years, this is a judgment-free space where you can move at your own pace. We'll start with trigger point release for our rotators. Get your massage ball, sit on it. It does not matter which side, we will do both, so pick a side. And then as you sit on it, drop your knee that's on the ball down to the floor and place your other foot on the floor. And then you'll just start to roll out on the ball, rolling up and down, rolling in circles. The goal is to massage your glutes. If you find an area that feels extra tight, it can feel sore or it can also feel bruised. Maybe you find a knot that you're rolling over. Focus more time on that area that feels extra tight or tender. Take a minute to sit on the ball in a static hold. As you sit on the ball, see if you can get your muscles to release so they wrap around it. In a few seconds, we'll clamshell the bottom knee up to the top knee to move even deeper into those rotators. Close bottom knee to top and open it out. We'll do 10 of these. This is 2, 3, 4, just the bottom leg is moving. 5, 6, 7, 8, almost there, 9, and 10. Now we're going to shift to a different muscle group. Put both your feet flat on the mat, and the ball will roll on the top of your glutes this time. So not so much on the side where we were in the rotators, but we want it to go on the meaty part of our bum from the lower back to the middle of your glutes about. This is not the best outfit to be doing this in. Works a lot better when you don't have anything hanging down. Keep that in mind for next time. Just rolling out on the top. And then come off and we'll switch to the other side starting with the rotators. So we want it to go on the side. We'll drop the knee that the ball is on to the floor and then start to roll in circles and up and down, looking for our most tight area. If you're new to trigger point release, this can feel really intense. And so like we do in all of our yoga classes, use your breath to try to help yourself to stay calm and your muscles to release. And then also try not to clench or tighten your glutes. Then you're going to hang out on the ball in a static hold. Again, trying to get the muscles to wrap around the ball underneath you. In just a moment, we'll move to our 10 clamshells. Here we go, closing the bottom knee 1 and opening it out, closing for 2 and 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Now we'll shift to the top part of the glutes, putting both the feet flat and rolling the ball on the top part. It's not going to touch your lower back, but go up where the top of your glutes are and then roll down. You won't get all the way to the bottom where your hamstring connects in, just rolling out the top and not underneath your bum at all here. And take it out. We will come onto the QLs now, which are quadratus lumborum. We want the ball to be above your hip bone, but below your lowest rib. So in that soft area in between those 2 points, you'll lay down, put the ball right there, lift your hips, and then you'll roll so that the ball goes right next to your spine, and then back out to the side of your body. You're just rolling and rocking your hips side to side so that ball moves to the midline and back out to the side. Roll the ball out towards the side of your body, drop your hips down, and then let your knees fall that same direction and lift back up. Continue that movement of dropping your knees down a little and then picking them back up and placing them in center. As you do this, remember to move slowly. Whenever we do trigger point release, we want to move really slow so that we have time for the muscles to be massaged and to be worked out. Wherever you're at, just do one more time with the knees falling and lifting back up. And then this time, let the knees go all the way over as far as you can to the side. You'll stay there and push your weight back into the ball. Think of this as a hands-free massage. The pressure gets into the muscle fibers and it allows the fascia to soften and release. We're here for 30 seconds, so let yourself sink into the ball and imagine your muscles loosening and letting go. With ease, lift your knees back to center, remove the ball, and place it on your other side. With your hips slightly lifted, sway them side to side so you roll on the ball, moving it towards your spine and then back out to the side of your body. Let your body guide you. When you find a tight spot, take your time and work it out slowly. Roll your ball out to the side of your body. Release your hips down to the mat. And then the knees go to the side. They drop slightly and pick back up. You'll continue those drops, a little down, back to the center, moving slowly and intentionally. Repeat this one more time, knees down and up. Then you'll allow the knees to go all the way to the side as far as they can. And then hold here, allowing the pressure to work into the muscle and signal it to release. Pick your knees back up, roll to your side, remove the ball, and come up onto all fours in a tabletop position. It's time to trigger point release our quads, which are a large muscle group on the front of the thigh. You'll place the ball right above your knee. The leg that's on the ball is straight, the other leg is bent, and you'll go to the inside of your knee on that bent leg and come onto your forearms. You'll roll your weight forward so the ball rolls up towards your hip flexor, and then you'll roll back down so the ball moves down towards your knee again. Anywhere on the front of the thigh is free game. So you can turn the leg and roll the IT band out on the outer portion of your thigh, or you can rotate the leg the other way and roll on the inside more towards the inner thigh. Don't rush. Go nice and slow. Find the area that feels the most tight and stay on that spot. Bend your back leg up, press down into the ball with your thigh, and hold there. Allow the ball to melt into your muscles. With your knee still bent, begin to roll on the ball again, rolling the ball up towards your hip flexor and down towards your knee. Just as before, you have the freedom to turn the leg in or out and roll on the area of the quad that needs the most loosening for you. Extend the leg that's on the ball, then push yourself up onto all fours and move the ball so you can roll out your other leg. The setup is exactly the same as we did it on the first side. This outfit really is not working out super well for this rolling out. I will not be doing this again in this outfit. But you can adjust and fiddle with things. Try to get the ball where you need it to be. This is your class. This is your body, your muscles, so you figure out what works best for you. Find your tightest spot and bend your back leg up so you stay in that static hold for a bit, pressing your weight down into the ball as much as you can. Keeping your leg bent, start to roll up and down the ball again. With the knee bent, it's going to put more pressure in the ball, which means the ball is going to go even deeper into your quad muscles. Stretch your back leg, push off the ball onto all fours. And then we can move the ball off the mat because we are finished with our trigger point release for today. Come onto all fours and we'll begin to work through the spine with cat and cow. Belly drops down, head and tail reach toward the sky. Inhale. Exhale, curl and round your back. Belly drops, inhale to arch, cow. Exhale, curl, round it to cat. Breathe in, arch. Breathe out, tuck. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Do one more round of cat and cow, and then we'll start to roll through the spine in a wave. You don't have to do this exactly how I'm doing it. The goal is to just get the rib cage moving and the back through all the different positions that it goes through. So you're going to shift and make sure you go both directions. See if you can really make that spine move, letting the ribs open and release. Find a neutral position. Walk your hands up to the front of the mat. Round through your upper back. Slide your head between your arms and rest your forehead down on the floor. Take big breaths as you hold here, paying special attention to your armpits and turning them down towards the floor. And then relax the chest so that the weight of the chest is sinking down towards the mat underneath you. Lift your head, bend your elbows, and place your thumbs right underneath your chin and push with your thumbs so that you lift your chin up towards the sky. Drive your weight back through your shoulders and your hips, trying to create a swoop or an arch through your thoracic spine in the middle of your back. Let go of your chin, stretch your arms forward, and then from your tailbone to your head, round up, coming back into a tabletop position. Shift your hips over to the right, turn your head to the left, and look over your shoulder. Stay there. Back to center, shift your hips to the left, turn your head to the right. And come back to center. Coming into our first down dog of this practice, tuck your toes, press your hips up and back, coming to down dog. Then you want to bend your knees, trying to get your belly and your thighs to touch, and then extend the legs. Don't worry about dropping the heels. Just try to get the legs as straight as you can. Bend and extend. Keep that going. As you bend and extend your legs, think about shifting your chest back towards your legs even more by pushing through your hands and opening up your shoulder joint, creating an open, wide angle. Last one, bend and extend. Now alternating the bend. Bend the right leg, keep the left leg straight. And switch. Bend the left leg, try to drive the right leg straight. Pushing the chest back the whole time. Extend both legs, holding in a full down dog, creating a beautiful diagonal line from the hips all the way down to the top of your head. Begin to walk your hands back to your feet so you're in a forward fold. Then we'll do the same bending of both knees and extending of both knees. Pay attention to your sit bones. As you bend, your sit bone should point down. As you extend, the sit bone should point up towards the sky. Bend and stretch. This is also known as flexion and extension of your legs. One last time, flexion to extension. Find stillness for a moment in your forward fold. Bend your left leg, slide your hips over to the left, and then switch. Bend your right leg, slide your hips to the right. Side to side, bending one leg at a time, allowing the hips to slide to the side that's bent. Come back to center. Lift your head and walk your hands forward until you can step your right foot up into a low lunge. Drop your left knee down onto the mat and stack your shoulders over your hips, coming over your knee. Tuck your hips underneath so you can stretch out your hip flexor on your back leg. Breathe with me. Inhale. And on the exhale, sink forward. Hold there. Drive your knee forward so the direction of your weight is pushing forward over your big toe. You're still lifting up through your chest and tucking your hips underneath. Release your left hand down onto the floor. Keep rotating up from your rib cage. Sweep your right arm around behind you, bend your back leg, and take a hold of your toes, pulling your heel in towards your glutes. You want your weight to be forward of your kneecap, not on top of your kneecap, so that you're not injuring your knee joint. Release your foot, come back to that low lunge, place both hands down inside of your foot, and roll out onto the pinky toe of your front leg. You can stay on your hands or come down to your elbows. Now we're working on the outward rotation of the hip joint. Return to a flat foot on your front leg. Push yourself back up to your low lunge. Back hip is dropping down, chest is lifting up. Shift your hips back over your back leg. Tuck your back toes and press yourself into a down dog. You'll have to adjust your hands as you come up. Stay here, stretching and breathing. Look forward and shift till you step your right foot up in that low lunge. Drop your right knee down this time. Untuck your toes. Lifting your body up over your back knee to find your hip flexor stretch. Remembering to tuck under with the hips, but lean back with the upper body. Again, let's breathe. Inhale. Exhale, sink it forward. Dropping down a little lower by releasing your right and your left hand down onto the mat. Both are inside of your front foot. Low, deep lunge. Your left arm does a backstroke as you bend your back leg to take your foot and pull it in towards your body. And doing a safety check for your knee again, making sure that the weight is not on your kneecap itself, but your weight is shifted forward onto your thigh. Release your back leg. Coming onto both hands, your front leg will open at your hip, so you'll roll onto the blade of your front foot. You can stay on your hands or you can drop down to your elbows to move into a deeper lizard lunge. Close your hip and come onto a flat foot, pressing up onto your hands. And then you want to lift up into that lunge one more time. Tuck your toes, hips up and back, down dog. Adjust your hands as needed. And reset your body in this down dog. Look between your hands and you'll want to step your left leg forward so that as you turn, we'll face each other. Come into a wide-legged forward fold, fingertips on the floor. Bend your left leg, then slide your hips over to bend your right leg. The legs are in parallel, so as we bend the knee, we want it to shoot forward over the big toe, and our hips are shooting back. Left leg bends. And right leg bends. Over to the left and then back to the right. Come to center, stretching both legs, lifting your head up and lengthening your spine. Exhale, crease at your hips and fold your body down. Inhale, lengthen to lift. Exhale, pull to fold. Inhale, lengthen, long spine. Keep the spine long, pull the belly to the thighs as you fold down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release. Inhale, back up. Then you'll turn the heels in and then toes, heels, just till you're about wide for a squat. Drop your hips down. Push your elbows into your knees to press open through your hips. Add a little movement, shifting over to the left and over to the right. Oftentimes, adding a little bit of movement helps the body to release a little more. Come back to center. Keep pushing the knees open. Then we're going to go into what I call a half squat. Place your hands down. You can move your left leg out, and you want to sit down as far as you can with one leg extended and one leg bent. You may need to keep your hands on the floor and have your body shifted forward and not right over top of your legs, and that's okay. Just go as deeply as you can. However you need to, sit all the way down and then rotate your left hip in and out, turning the knee down towards the floor and back up. Recognize that the knee is not doing the rotation. Your knee is a hinge joint. It's only supposed to bend and extend. We want the rotation to happen in the hip joint all the way at the top of your leg. Shift back up over your feet and then over to the other side. So you bend your right leg and your left leg is straight. Sinking down as low as you can. And sitting all the way down to do our inward-outward rotation, this time with our right leg. Rotating in and out. Closing the hip and opening the hip. Down and up. Shift back up over the legs and over back to the first side with the left leg bent and the right leg straight. Rotate your left knee in and turn so that your shoulders and your hips are facing your extended leg. Lean back either on your hands, your elbows, or all the way on your back. And then push your left hip forward so that you make it go into extension. When your muscles are in extension, they will stretch and open. The lower down you are, the more stretch you'll get. Make sure that it's happening in your quad, not in the knee joint. To sit up, try to lift your body up in one piece. Take your left foot forward and cross it over your right leg. Wrap your right arm around it, giving yourself a nice hug. Extend through your spine. Pull your rib cage and twist the opposite direction of your knee. Unwind and then reverse how you got into this position. Uncross your leg, open it out to the side. Shift up over your feet. Hips shift over to the right. Sit down. Turn the right hip down and in, taking your shoulders and your hips to face the extended leg. Lean back onto your hands. Your elbows are all the way back. And push your hip forward on your bent leg so you can stretch out your hip flexor and your quad. Lift yourself up in one piece. Your back leg comes forward and you step it over your extended leg. Wrap your right arm around it, sitting tall, and then twist the opposite direction of your knee. Challenge yourself by seeing if you can get your shoulders into a straight line. Return to the front. Step your leg over, open it out to the side, shift over your legs, and with your hips turned out, just bend one leg at a time. So this time as you stretch your leg, the toes should point up to the ceiling because your hips are in a turned out open position. Take your hips to center, heel toe your feet till they're just wider than your hips. Your right arm reaches across to take hold of your left foot. Your left arm lifts up to the sky, twisting and stretching the hamstrings at the same time. Come down, switch to the other side, left hand to the right foot and right arm up to the sky. Release down, taking the fingertips onto the floor in front of you and lengthening your spine. Exhale, fold down. Wrap your hands around the back of your ankles and try to pull your body closer to your legs. You want your weight shifted forward onto the balls of your feet. And if your knees need to bend, so be it. Bend your knees. Not a big deal at all. A little alignment cues. The crown of your head is down to the floor. Your sit bones are turned up towards the sky. Let go of your ankles. Take your fingertips onto the floor in front of you and heel toe your feet all the way into a parallel position, hip distance apart. Take your hands onto your waist and stand up with a flat back. And turn to face the long side of your mat. That turn was really just for me because the sun was blinding me, so thanks for accommodating. Cross your right ankle over your left knee, sink your hips back, and lean forward to try to get your armpits all the way around your top leg. Your hands are together in prayer, and your bottom leg is bent. Carefully release your hands and place your fingertips to the floor and see if you can stretch your bottom leg straight. Bend, and give it a good stretch. Bend, and stretch. If you don't get all the way straight, don't worry about it. Just do your best. If you want to go deeper, you can release your head on the stretch and pull your body closer to your legs. Bend, hold there. And then you'll stretch, step the foot off onto the floor. Take your hands onto your hips and lift yourself up. Woo-wee! That was a good one. We do the other side. Cross your left leg over your right knee. Sink your hips back, bending your leg, and then leaning forward to get the armpits over your top leg. Hands just stay in prayer. Then you release them to do the stretching. As you extend your leg, try to fold your body into the leg and then bend it down to release and stretch it back out. Flexion to extension. Release the head if you want a deeper stretch. We go again, bend and stretch. Bend, stay there for a second. Stretch your bottom leg so you can slide your foot off your knee, put it down on the floor, hands on your hips, and lift yourself up with a flat back. Very nice job. Let's stretch out our IT band. Cross your right foot over your left leg, stick your left hip out, and fold down as far as you can. Your back leg is working to be straight, your front leg is nice and bent, but your weight is tipped over to the left side. Lift your body up to stand, uncross your legs, and go the other way. Left over right, bend your front leg, dip to your right side this time, folding down and holding. The reason we want to tip the hip out is so that it stretches the outer portion of the leg where that IT band runs. And lift the body up to stand, uncross your legs, send your hips over to the left and to the right. To center, push your hips forward, stretching out your hip flexors, and come back to neutral. Your hips will circle to the left, to the front, to the right, and back behind you, ending at the left, and then switch the direction. Send your hips back, to the right, to the front, and over to the left. All the way back to center. Release your arms, sweep them up overhead, interlace your fingers and flip your palms up to the sky. Pull your shoulders up to your ears and lengthen through your body. Lift up onto your toes and lower your heels back down. Up and down, controlling the lifting and the lowering. Checking in on your ankles and making sure they're not rolling towards the pinky toes, but they're staying tracking forward over your toes. Drop the heels down. Inhale, lift your head and chest up to the sky. Exhale, release your arms down to the sides of your body. Lift your shoulders to your ears and roll them around the back. Up, back, and around. Shoulders go up. Squeeze the shoulder blades as you come back and drop them down. Reverse, back to front. Squeeze the shoulder blades and then roll your shoulder heads forward as you come around. Back and forward. Come back to center. Drop your head over to the left and circle it all the way around. Back to where you started from. Again, circle it. One more time. Full circle all the way around. Then change the direction. Start to the left. Lift the head to the back. Go to the right and then down. Again, same direction. One more time. Big, full circle. Chin to chest. Let the weight of your body keep lengthening and reaching you down, down, down until you come into a forward fold. And then you'll reverse that and start to stack your spine over your hips as you roll up and come to standing. Send your hips back, your chest up. Fold towards your legs, bending gently through the legs till you release all the way down. And then again, round up through your spine, coming to a standing position. Same thing, send the hips back, lift the chest, forward fold. The head will be the very last thing that releases down, and you'll stay there. Bent knees, really released upper body. Begin to pedal through your legs, bending one knee at a time. Come back to center. And stack up through your spine, coming to standing. Inhale, sweep your arms overhead, interlacing all of your fingers except your index and your thumb. Exhale, arch back, lifting your head and chest up, pushing the hips forward, and then lifting back to center, releasing your arms down. Take your arms right to center in prayer, release them down. Inhale, sweep them up overhead. Exhale, forward fold, diving the chest forward as you crease with the hips, and release the head at the bottom. Inhale, look forward, walk your hands a little, and drop down onto your knees into a tabletop. Cat and cow, inhale to your arched position. Exhale to your rounded position. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Breathe in as you arch. Breathe out as you curl. Again, cow and cat. Find neutral with your spine. Take your big toes and kiss them together. Sink your hips back over your heels. Reach your arms forward and lay your forehead down on the floor, finding a child's pose. You know what to do in child's pose. Relax. Curl your tail under to roll back onto your hands and knees. Cross your ankles or swing your legs around just any way you need to find your way onto your back in your Shavasana. Your legs should be out to the corners of the mat, your hands rested next to your body with the palms turned up towards the sky. The neck is long, the jaw, the forehead are soft. Your chest is relaxed and your shoulders are open away from each other. The glute muscles, the quad muscles, the calf muscles, the ankles and the feet are all relaxed and loose. Take your focus inward and start to slow down your inner dialogue, allowing your thoughts to start to drift away. As they come in, don't grab hold of them, but imagine a breeze coming and blowing them out to be processed and worked through at a later time. Slowly roll into a ball on your right side. With your eyes still closed, make your way up into a seated position with your hands resting on your knees. Sitting tall through your spine, we'll do some balanced breathing to come back into our bodies. Inhaling through the nose to a count of 4, and then exhaling out the nose to a count of 4. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Lay your right hand on your heart and your left hand onto your belly. Repeat this mantra in your mind or say it out loud if you'd like. I release tension and invite freedom into my body with every breath. I release tension and invite freedom into my body with every breath. Wonderful job today. Thank you so much for showing up and taking this time to care for your back, hips, and overall well-being. I hope you're feeling lighter, more open, and just a little more at ease. If you enjoyed this class, be sure to let me know to hear how you're feeling. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe so you can join me for more classes like this. Until next time, take this sense of freedom and ease with you into your day. From the beautiful Costa Rican jungle and from me, thank you for practicing. I'll see you again soon.